If it looks like I'm crying, that's because I am. I need some coffee. Derek's behaviors have gotten increasingly worse. For those of you that aren't like, don't have kids with special needs or not in the field, what you should know is that we have a term called transitions. For autistic kids and people, transitioning is hard, and transitioning just means going from one activity or one thing to another thing. Or it can be moving from the house to the car. It can be going from the TV to bedtime. It can be any of those things. That's transitioning from one thing to another. Derek has always had a hard time transitioning. It's just a matter of his autistic brain switching. It doesn't even have to do, like, sometimes he has a hard time transitioning to things that he wants to do. And that's just because there's just a mechanism in the brain where you have to tell it, we're not going to do this thing anymore. We're going to pivot and do this thing. And it takes a minute to switch, and sometimes it causes aggression or crying or screaming or throwing. In my son, aggression. I thought I'd take this opportunity to explain that and a few more things about my GoFundMe and what's really happening and going on. One of my cousins said, I didn't know it was this bad. And I'm like, maybe I should break it down. I don't really talk about all of the bad things, but let's get into it. I'm going to insert a clip here and then we can talk about it. Just know that my voice sounds very, very stern. I am able to stay calm, and I am able to speak in a monotone. I can speak in a low tone. I can speak in a higher tone. But this one, I got my mom voice out because I preset him. I told him, Mommy's walking with you to the van today. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, Mommy is going to walk with you to the van today. He knew that things were different, so he was already upset, crying and screaming. And when the van came around the corner, he stood up and I stood up. This is what you can't see in the video. Well, watch it and then I'll talk about it. Okay, listen. I'm gonna walk with you. No, I'm gonna walk with you. No. No. I said no! No, walk! No! Oh, Derek. I'm sorry. Stop. 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 Stop.
Get it?
Stop.
What happened? Stop it. You need to say hello.
Fine.
Get it? Give me five. Give me five. Say,
Yes.
Stop. Get it? Let it go. Stop.
I know everyone's going to overanalyze that video and tell me what I did wrong. I already have. Just trust me. Just know that I tried really hard. Okay. I'm not going to be one of these TikTokers that just cries on camera. All right, let me get it together. Okay. What you didn't see is him and I sitting next to each other on the porch. And this is after I already preset him 3 times that I was going to walk with him to the van. Is that he hit me over the head. When he stood up, he grabbed the last little ceramic planter I had sitting on my shelf. I should have moved it. I wasn't thinking, like, it's just been there for so long that I forgot that it was even there. But he grabbed a hold of it like a baseball because it's only like this big. And that's where you hear me saying, Derek, no. And then he took it and smashed it. And I got really stern with him because that's what he responds to when he's in that state of mind. So when we came out around my the front of my porch where you also can't see. And I said, ouch, Derek. And he said, I'm sorry. It's because he has that rainbow bag that he puts all of his art supplies in. It has books and stuff in it. And he took it and hit me in the ribs with it while simultaneously punching me over the head. And then I decided to try and walk with him backwards so I could hold his hands. But he kept pulling his hands out of mine. He scratched me. And then if you didn't see it, he always kicks my knees, and hit me a bunch more times. And that's when the driver came up and started giving him high fives, which works for them, which I thank God, because I don't know that I would have been able to get him past the cars. And then he took over from there. And when I walked behind them, I gave the bus aide, which is the one, she stood behind my car. I gave her Hershey Kisses because I was trying to give him edible reinforcements. I forgot to mention that. I had already given him one on the porch. He didn't want it. He threw it, and he wanted it, but he didn't want to eat it in the moment. So he threw it in his bag. And then I gave her 3 more so that when he calms down, he can have them. Which they're not supposed to have food in the van, but I don't know. I'm trying everything. And Hershey Kisses are small and they take a minute to unwrap. So I thought it would, I don't know. I just thought it would be helpful. But that was an all-out disaster. And let me tell you why today is different than other days. So here's the confusing part. I am fighting for him to go into residential school. I know that doesn't make any sense because my GoFundMe says keep Derek home. Both are true. I am fighting for him to go into residential because I can't do that. I can't do that every day. And he can't do that every day. It's not just about me. And it's not just about Cameron or the property damage. Like, that level of stress for him to do every single day. I'm not going to do this. That level of stress. That's not okay for anyone to go through in the morning every single day, especially as a child. He's a big boy, but he's still a kid. He's just 12. And my thought process is that if he goes into a residential school, even if it's just, well, for a little while, then, of course it's going to be devastating because he's not in my home, which is, but also, I get it together. But Derek thrives on routine. He'll get used to it. He'll have all the staff in the world to help him. And transitioning should hopefully go a little bit smoother with people that are trained and able to handle this kind of situation. And then all of the other risks dissolve. My thought process here is to, if he's in residential for just a little while, then I can raise the funds and get the loan and all the things I need for August for when we do his stem cell therapy, because no matter what, I'm doing it. My hope is that he'll get the stem cell therapy. It will eradicate all of the inflammation in his central nervous system and his brain, and it will help fix some of the synapses and nerves and receptors in his brain. And then if I could just get him a little bit more communication, then hopefully the aggression will subside. Because usually if you can get a child through get a child more communication, they will lose the aggression most cases. So just a little recap. Yes, I am fighting for him to go into residential right now, but I don't want that to be the end game. Right now, I would like to visit him on the weekends and holidays. And then once we get through the stem cell therapy, I'm hoping that over the next 6 months, he will get better and then I can bring him home. But don't get me wrong, he's home now, and getting residential is like, it is just behind impossible. Like, I have tried so hard, and let me tell you that story. I'll have to tell you in part 2 because I'm out of time and my video is too long anyways. See you in part 2.